As one of the main fans of this franchise because of the recent dub, the pressure was on for me when the first movie dub was going to be released. And yet, earlier this summer, it had finally come. And it's pretty good timing for me to talk about this one, as the new season of the series, Santa Claus, had begun. So you bet I'm going to tell you if this dream deserved to come true, or if this movie should have only been a dream. Before I cause a chaotic triangle, other than a love one, I must give you a spoiler alert to display how straight I am with my job. Well, I better begin before some bunnies get buried in the snow, so I have no time to waste. Hey, I'm Owen the Fictionboy, and here's my review on Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl. Well, hopefully you were aware this movie takes place after the first season of the show, since it starts with Shoko on the beach, then we cut to a day in the past where she was assigned to write down her dreams for the future. After that flashback, we go to the present where she is with Sakuta in his house, taking care of the stray cat she brought over. Sakuta had been enjoying dating Mai for 6 months, as well as everything else with his school friends and sister Kaede. The peace came to a halt when Shoko came over, and while his love is meant to be Mai's and Mai's alone, Sakuta can't help but think he's in a love triangle, especially since I have to refresh your memory that Shoko was Sakuta's first love interest. The bloodbath gets extra bloody when both Mai and Shoko decide to stay with Sakuta, and when he took his little sis to the hospital, he sees another Shoko, only this one was younger than the one at his house, which she cleaned up while he was away. No, this isn't Ryo's puberty syndrome all over again. It's because the Shoko who is in middle school has a heart disease that can only be resolved via heart transplantation. This meant Sakuta had to help current Shoko any way he could, such as figuring out Shoko's future dreams together, and visiting a chapel where Shoko got to wear a wedding dress. Sakuta meets up with Ryo again to share his current experience with Shoko and what she's going through, and they come to the conclusion that Shoko didn't arrive at the future. She came from it. Christmas was around the corner, meaning there was a threshold for the main man to choose who to spend the holiday season with: his sister, his first love, or his current love. Just when past Shoko was being taken from the hospital staff for an intensive care unit, Sakuta's chest scars bled again, making him collapse, and he woke up to current Shoko, who's now wearing glasses, after briefly seeing her in his dreams. The news only got worse as Sakuta had been told he'll die of a traffic accident on Christmas Eve, and Mai was able to walk and talk with him on the way home regarding the change of plans and how they'll spend the holiday. As Ryo heard the news and chatted with Sakuta again, we hear that the two Shokos can't interact with each other due to quantum properties, and she was also aware of Sakuta's cruel fate. As Sakuta took Kaede to get a haircut, Nodoka, Mai's half-sister, was at the salon for the same reason, with Mai. Just before Kaede's cut was done, Nodoka told Sakuta if he ever makes Mai cry, she'll never forgive him. And once the visit to the salon was over, the sisters of the two leads went home without them, since the couple went out to discuss their plans for their future, as well as there being a bit of drama thereafter. We then arrive at the last day of school before the winter break. Sakuta got to see past Shoko in the hospital once more as if he'd never see her again, which actually was the case. And the main love couple talked on the phone about seeing the illumination at Enoshima. However, Sakuta realized he was at the very place Shoko knew he was going to die at, so admitting he can't change his fate and believing that Shoko can live if he accepted the unfortunate event, he let himself get run over by the car, except Mai pushed him out of the way, thus sacrificing herself to pass away instead. Mai's mother was horrified by the news, whereas Nodoka was angry at Sakuta for not protecting Mai. And as for Sakuta, he most certainly couldn't bear to live with the fact Mai died. Once the funeral for Mai was done, Sakata, still unable to process a life without his girlfriend, was moping on the beach where current Shoko met him, telling him there is a way to bring Mai back. What is the method in question? Why, it's time traveling. So at the nurse's office in the school, Sakata drank a cup of plum soda and laid down in bed. The jump back to the past was successful, though Sakata had to learn the hard way with how time traveling works, because like with Mai's puberty syndrome, no one could see him, but unlike that instance, there were certain things he can and cannot interact with. He then found a pink bunny costume in a box, so he got the idea to follow Mai's example by experimenting if anyone would notice him in a bunny costume. Luckily, he bumped into Tomo, asked her if he could use her phone to talk to his past self, so he'd be aware of what happens if he goes to Inoshima. Then, he had Nodoka present him in a bunny costume as a gift to Mai, and when that was done, Sakata talked about the incident with Mai. She was worried if past Sakata knew what would happen to him. That would have made him even more willing to sacrifice himself, yet the couple vowed that they'll fall in love with each other again once history was rewritten. So the main man, also letting current Shoko know what'll happen to her, saved both his other self and Mai by being the one who died to the car accident while wearing the bunny costume. So now Sakata could have a happy holiday season with Mai as well as with his sister and friends, even if some of them couldn't completely process the situation of what's going on with Sakata now after the incident. We visit the past one more time with Shoko bravely having written down her future, and as Sakata and Mai passed by a beach they went to through a shrine, Sakata saw Shoko, who is now a healthy child, and she saw him back. I have to say, this was a really great movie. Even though I don't know anyone who likes love triangles, I do admire Sakata's bond with Mai trying to make her understand that she's the one he's meant to be with, while also meaning no harm to Shoko's life, child or adult. The story was also nice, along with the characters, for the most part, who played their parts well. What did I think of Mai's death? Man, that was a speechless moment. And while I think all the English voice actors did a good job with their characters, I must give props to Christina V as Nodoka for her reaction to hearing about Mai's death and her delivery of it. Were there any problems I had with this movie? Not many, as they are mostly minor ones. For starters, I'm still unsure if I should root for Sakata being dirty, especially with how most girls, including his girlfriend, respond to his behavior, and the other questionable things are about the time travel logic. Even for a series where puberty syndrome has various effects, it doesn't make sense how Sakata was able to travel back in time by drinking plum soda and lying in bed with Shoko beside him, because this isn't X-Men Days of Future Past, and Shoko ain't Kitty Pryde. And I hate to be that guy, but for B, if Sakata traveled back in time to let himself die so his past self could live with Mai, shouldn't his past self also cease to exist so he never would have time traveled? Don't use the Lego Movie 2, the second part, as a comparison to how this works. Seems that time travel really is a chore, even in great movies. Also, after all that happened, how have Sakata and Mai still not kissed on the lips? I sure hope they'll do it in the university arc sooner or later. Rascal Does Not Dream of a Dreaming Girl, while a bit far from perfect, was grand as the first movie in the franchise and is rightfully adored by the fans so teens can continue learning about how to deal with relationship problems. So I shall be giving it 4 3/4 out of 5 stars. I'd even go as far as to say that this is a worthy contender for being one of my favorite anime movies, as someone who's been getting into anime more. I can't wait to watch, and rewatch, more of this series, and rest assured my curiosity is very high as my anime exploration continues. Still need more fiction? then please give this video a like, subscribe, share, and turn on notifications. Also comment below and follow me on Instagram for teasers and thumbnail previews of videos to come in the future. Thanks for watching, see you again soon, and good night-o!